Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. It's been over a week now that chart analyst Credible Crypto has been warning, hey, we're going to see a drop to the downside. And at first, he was pretty much the only one saying anything of the sort, but in recent days, up to this very point, I've seen an increase in analysts warning, yeah, guys, looks like the breakout for Bitcoin, it actually isn't here yet. Now, we're talking over a very short time frame, so that doesn't mean we won't ultimately see the explosive price action for Bitcoin and then followed by altcoins, including XRP, that we do ultimately want. It's just, this is a point to exercise caution effectively. That's the message that I keep seeing bandied about here. But again, doesn't change the big picture what analysts are anticipating will occur here. In fact, I'll share with you perspective from a few chart analysts, XRP chart analysts, including one who says, frankly, once XRP hits $2, which was its high for last market cycle, once it hits that, it's basically rocket fuel to push XRP to double digits finally, so $10 and beyond. Now, I don't make price predictions, but I will tell you, the idea of XRP getting there this market cycle does not sound remotely crazy, so long as, of course, we do have an actual alt season, but I'm optimistic that we will. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. XRP is at 54.7 cents as I record this, and it got right to the edge of hitting 56 cents within the last 24 hours, but it did come back down as Bitcoin rejected a bit. Bitcoin got as high as $69,403, currently $67,688, and the market is still in greed at 72 out of 100. Not terribly surprising. Bitcoin has been performing reasonably well in recent days. It's just kind of a question of, is this going to persist, or are we still getting teased a little bit? I also wanted to share this post before getting into Bitcoin and XRP specifically, because there's all sorts of people that still have, I would say, depending on what part of the cycle you're talking about, maybe an unreasonable level of confidence, but sometimes also an unreasonable level of fear. But this is why I always say, and I maintain this, I'll always maintain this, if you have a sufficiently long time horizon, you can just sit back, whether we're in a bull market or a bear market, you don't have to freak out. The market is just going to get bigger. The crypto pie is going to get bigger. And so to take a look at this, though. This is a post from Seth Golden, who is a hedge fund consultant. And he said, as a perma-bear, you are truly awaiting one shining moment. The average duration of a bear market is 446 days. The average duration of a bull market is 2,069 days. Average bear market return is negative 38.4%, but the average bull market return, it's plus 209%. And he says, I'll choose bull and endure any bear market. Exactly. So for those people that have a sufficient time horizon, you end up being just fine. Markets do not have to be as scary as some people make them out to be, which isn't to say there isn't any risk, but if you're being responsible, you put in money in such a way that you have broad exposure, it's going to work out. Now, it's more risky in crypto. I do believe that. I've been saying that since I jumped in. Crypto is definitely more risky for a number of reasons compared to investing in other aspects of the legacy financial system like the stock market. But there's also way more opportunity in crypto. So yes, I'll take the additional risk so long as they have that opportunity for the upside as well if some of my bets hit. Because I think that the crypto pie is going to... look, let's be real here. Crypto is going to substantially outperform the stock market over the next decade, right? Does anybody actually dispute that? I mean, non-crypto people might, and they might say it's all going to zero, but there are a bunch of idiots that haven't done any research whatsoever, so I don't care what they think, frankly. And I think XRP is going to be a gigantic part of this because it is undervalued right now. There's also this post from the blockchain backer. And so what you're seeing on here is the Russell 2000, so small cap index stocks. And then he overlaid the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and NASDAQ on this chart as well. And he wrote, the Russell 2000 was introduced in 1984. Prior to 2024, there are only 2 times in 40 years where the NDQ, so be the NASDAQ 100, I think that ticker symbol, it technically just, it's an ETF that tracks the, if I'm not mistaken anyway, it's an ETF that tracks the NASDAQ 100, so tech-heavy stock index, which follows pretty close to crypto. So he says, again, there are only 2 times in 40 years where the NDQ, Dow Jones Industrial Average, and S&P 500 left the Russell 2000 behind. 2019, prior to the COVID-19 crash, and 1999, prior to the last hurrah of the bubble. Everyone having to guess which one is it, right? So, as I've said before, there have been moments where it has the Russell 2000 has lagged behind. And it doesn't mean necessarily it has to be the end of the world, but I thought this is a pretty, I mean, it's just data. He's just sharing actual facts here. So I thought I'd share it with you. Regardless, though, there's good reason to be optimistic. And again, there's historic precedent for this, that eventually the Russell 2000 does catch up, which is important if you're in crypto, because we've never had an alt season without the Russell 2000 also going. So it just has to do with humans being okay with investing in a more risky fashion, going further out the risk curve. That's all it is. There is this post from this afternoon from Chart Analyst Credible Crypto talking about Bitcoin. He says, not much has changed. As per my last tweet from last night, still looking for a small bounce before the nuke. Ideally, Bitcoin can chop around here for another day or two before that drop, though. So just take it as a warning. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen, but he's warning good chances it's going to happen. And then just a little bit later in the afternoon, he wrote this. If you're longing this right now, you're not longing a breakout. The breakout hasn't happened yet. You may be playing a shift in lower time frame market structure that you believe preempts a breakout, and this is fine if it's based on your system, but this is not a breakout, LOL. Yeah, and so, I mean, I'm not a chart guy, but even I know that, obviously. Like, this is, rejecting before even hitting $70,000, which is a crucial level. Yeah, it's pretty obvious here. Here's chart analyst Tony Severino. He seems to be just as cautious as Credible Crypto now, and I'm just sharing a couple examples in this video because otherwise I'm beating a dead horse, but I am increasingly seeing this from analysts. Guys, we're not there yet. This isn't the breakout. And so here's what Tony Severino wrote. Bitcoin daily RSI was rejected from 70. This could be a warning sign that Bitcoin isn't ready for new highs. Now, okay, just be clear, he is one of the analysts that says, yeah, number go up way higher this market cycle. He's just basically warning, hey, maybe this isn't the exact moment. Here's another post, this one from the blockchain backer. The arguing over X about bull versus bear essentially boils down to this. Bitcoin topped 7+ months ago, and it's printed a similar range behavior to the retrace of 2019. Now it's at the prove it level. Yeah, so I think that makes sense. I think the blockchain backer makes a ton of sense by noting that. My strong suspicion is that we do see ultimately continuation to the upside. That's normally what you see in the stock market in similar environments, and we know that stocks and crypto do move in tandem. I'm just expecting more fireworks before we have a bubble form again, and then the thing pops at some point. We're just not there yet. That's my for fun guess. Here's a post from Chart Analyst Mustache. He says, #altcoins. I feel sorry for those who will be on the sidelines when Total 2 breaks out here soon. Total 2, that's a chart on your screen here. It's just the entire crypto asset class minus Bitcoin, so all of the altcoins. And he says 2017/2021 in the making, in my opinion. As often said, dips are for buying. All dips are truly gifts. So he's yet another analyst who believes, yes, much fanfare before this thing finally fizzles out. The best is yet ahead. Chart analyst Crypto Caesar clearly agrees. He says, altcoin season is loading. Bitcoin dominance is topping out. Expect your alts to rip in the latter end of Q4 and into Q1. Well, if that ends up being roughly what the timing is, that would be pretty similar to what we saw several years ago during the last cycle. So wouldn't mind that one tiny little bit. There's this post from chart analyst Steph is Crypto, and he wrote, XRP has officially entered phase D of the Wyckoff accumulation. This is where things get serious. Price action is gearing up for a major move. And so, folks, nothing has changed here. I know for some people it just feels like eternity. We're never going to get out of here, but I've been through so many of these moments. It doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't beat me down. I don't lose my patience. I am just as patient as I was when I first bought XRP in November of 2017. It's fine. But he showed an accumulation schematic for Wyckoff. It's right here. If you look at the screen, you can see what I'm talking about. And he's saying that's what XRP is doing right now. So if indeed he is correct, number going to go way up before this is over for XRP specifically. XRP, of course, has been outperforming the broader crypto market for several months now, months at this point, including Bitcoin and ETH. Here's a post from Crypto Insight UK, and he says, it says eyes on XRP BTC here. So this is an XRP price against Bitcoin. And you can see the bottom over here. I think that's probably June 7th right now, that candle that I'm looking at. Maybe this one. Or no, well, it doesn't matter. Either way, it's the beginning part of June when XRP did bottom out against Bitcoin, and then it had been moving up since then. Not in a straight line. It's pulled back to what he's highlighting as a reaction level here. And it has been showing some strength as of late as a result of hitting this. But he shared this chart also, and this one's inverted, XRP BTC chart. And he says, remember, this is what I'm looking for on the larger time frame. So basically a breakout on a larger time frame. So not the short term here. And again, since this is inverted, it would show that XRP against Bitcoin is moving down, but that actually means up because it's inverted. So he's still absolutely targeting a massive break to the upside. So the fact that we've gone up on the whole for the last several months and then come down a little bit more recently, that doesn't change anything in his estimation. And as I always say, the market always finds a bottom eventually. And I'm guessing for fun that bottom, that was probably June 7th. That'd be my for fun guess here. All right, so here's a post from chart analyst Greg Crypto, and I was referencing this at the outset of the video. Check this out. XRP macro drop zone, $15 or 10x of $15. Yeah, and so I'll just state one thing. When it comes to triple-digit XRP, the idea of it, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's literally possible for that to happen at some point in the future. I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. And he's not saying that it would, but if you are talking about way in the future, at some unknown point in the future, yeah, with a way bigger crypto pie, money flowing in, sure, that's not wacky. I just don't believe for a moment it's going to happen this market cycle. But again, he's not even arguing that here. I'm just sharing some thoughts. But we could have some truly insane numbers even outside of, even just in double-digit land this market cycle. I have a strong suspicion that there are a lot of people, including people listening right now, I'd be willing to bet, are going to end up with some life-changing wealth thanks to XRP, as long as we have a proper alt season. So for me, that's the qualifier. Without an alt season, XRP is not just going to go by itself. But this thing's just been consolidating so damn long, and it's got the legal clarity. I mean, if we're going to have a crazy blow-off top here, of course XRP would be a part of it. That's my suspicion anyway. And of course, I acknowledge nobody knows for sure, and I'm not making a price prediction because I admit I don't know. But I have a strong bias in that direction, and I think for good reason. Anyway, Greg continues. Okay, first things first, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here to talk about gravity, and it's about to get heavy. The drop zone analogy. Area A was our macro consolidation where XRP was chilling. But then it got pulled to the edge of Area A's drop zone, and like a magnet, XRP dropped into, you guessed it, macro consolidation, also known as Area B. What's next? Well, buckle up, XRP Army, because XRP has to edge closer to the drop zone B. Once it does, we're looking at a launch from $2 to $15 minimum. After that, the next macro consolidation will happen in Area B. He says, yep, it's like Area B, but with a twist. This will stretch between $15 to $115, which might sound wild, but it's actually less volatile compared to the earlier move of 15 cents to $2. The move from $15 to $115 has a volatility of 666.67%, while the explosive leap from 15 cents to $2 boasted a jaw-dropping 1,233.33%. What does that mean? Simply, the price range between $15 to $115 is actually less volatile, making it a more stable zone. Yeah, so as more money gets invested into anything, whether it's a stock or a cryptocurrency, it does result in a reduction of volatility. And it should be easy to understand why on a conceptual level. Imagine there's a market, and it's comprised of 3 humans, and they have equal amounts of whatever the asset is. It could be XRP, I don't care. If one person does sell, that's a pretty, that just that one, given that there's only 3 market participants, that would rock things. What if they were willing to sell, listed all of whatever the asset is, in this case, just say hypothetically it's XRP, and this, it's evenly distributed amongst 3 people. If one participant were to sell, obviously that would shock the market. But now imagine instead of 3 people, there's 300. Well, now if one person sells, that's not as big a deal. What if there's 300,000 people or 3 million people? And so obviously, the more participants in the market, the bigger the crypto pie gets, the greater the reduction in volatility, because most people aren't looking to buy or sell at most moments in time. So if you just have more people, yeah, there's always going to be a certain amount that will, but you do get that stability. Now, also, of course, as more money flows in, though, it is harder to get that multiplier effect. So the fact that we're in this early in XRP is the reason that we have, I believe, an opportunity for tremendous wealth. But that's not always going to be the case. But if XRP ever does get to 3 digits at that point, like, you're not going to get buy an XRP then. If you just want to invest in a mature crypto asset class, because that's what it would be at that point, go for it. But you're not going to have that opportunity for life-changing wealth like the people that bought XRP years ago at half a penny, or even now when it's 50 something cents. Anyway, eGreg Crypto continues. He says, $2 is the trigger that ignites drop zone B. Once that's lit, we're headed for a whole new cycle with 2 digits on the board. Yeah, and look, 2 digits this market cycle, I don't know if it's going to happen, but that does not sound crazy to me. That seems pretty realistic, pretty well grounded in reality based on how we've seen various cryptos move when they have as much money in them as XRP does at this moment. It's well grounded in reality. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.